So,
Orla, so wonderful to be able to talk to you today. First off, how are you doing? How have things been for you during this crazy time in our world?
uh, they've been quite particular. As they have for everybody, I decided I was at the Dublin Film Festival when the news broke, and this is back in early March,
Yeah.
and I was just here for a week in Ireland. I should clarify, in Ireland. I had come over because of a film, and I was just about to get on the plane again. In fact, I was stepping onto a plane when I
Wow.
heard the news that it was going to get very bad, that the surge here was going to be very bad, and I heard the announcement, and how bad it could get. So I got off the plane because my mum is here, and I have family here, and
Yeah.
I had a chat with at home, and just said, look, I think I should stay on here, and
Yeah, and look
yeah,
at us, how many more months later, well, as long as you're healthy and your family's healthy, that's the main thing.
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah,
we just
yeah.
have to all ride it out. But now we have this wonderful series to keep us happy, the Southwesterlies, and I really enjoyed it. And one thing about this show that I particularly enjoyed was, it's a drama. It's got all that we all love and everything, but it also has this great environmental message. And
Mhm.
I wanted to know from you, was that something when you got the script, was that something that kind of leapt out at you?
I loved the fact that she had the idea that Kath Marr, the writer, had proposed. I loved the idea that she created as a background
Yeah,
to all the personal stories. She created this thing that is so pertinent, that we do need to be dealing with, and the fact that she explored that as the dramatic tension in the piece, and the fact that she sort of upped the ante, if you like, by putting it somewhere that is renowned for its beauty and for its natural coastline,
mhm,
and the fact that she raised this question of, what are the ethics? Should we address things and be prepared for change, or should we try to preserve and conserve the world as it is?
yeah.
I mean, I know what side I'd fall down on. However, I don't live in a place that relies on its income. It's very, lifeblood is tourism. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. As I just said, I've been out there, and it's stunning. We'll talk about the
Mm,
location in a second.
sure.
So set up the story for us for people who aren't aware of what it's about.
Okay, so I mean, it's led in by Kate, my character, if you like, who is somebody who very much is on the corporate, kind of on the up and up, and sees this upcoming job that she's about to get as the culmination of years and years of work. She's
Yeah.
very about work. She's not about the personal. She's a single mother. She has a child. She's a good mother. They're very, very close relationship. Other than that, she's quite kind of arm's length with relationships with men, even
Right.
with friends. And so she's very about work, if you like. She's if you like, swallow that Kool-Aid that somehow somehow corporate success or work success can mean everything.
Yeah.
And so she goes for this thing, and it turns out that they want her to do this one last job. And it involves going back to this place that she left a long time ago. She
Hmm.
doesn't want to do it. We don't know why, but she is very, very sure that she doesn't want to do it. But in order to have what she wants for herself and for her son, because there's a lot of money involved, he has a college place that she can't pay for. So she really feels
Sure.
she needs to do it. And what that leads us into in short order is this world of Carrigean. And then it opens out to become this ensemble piece with, with lots of characters that you meet.
Yeah, yeah, great characters. You have some great castmates to work with. And
Oh yeah.
when you're playing a character like Kate, like and as you're describing her, we've all been there, especially as women, because
Hmm.
unfortunately, women have to work a little harder to get to that top place, and
Hmm. Hmm.
nothing's changed in our lives, to be honest. And did it make you think about family and what's important and that kind of thing when you were playing her? Did it make you kind of realize, like, do I have to switch my priorities, at all?
Have to switch my priorities. So, sorry, I'm just not clear.
Like in terms of like this character, she's
Yeah.
so hell bent, and rightfully so. She's worked hard. She wants this
Hmm.
promotion and everything. But when you're playing
Oh
a
yeah.
character
I
like
see.
this, do you
Mm.
do you think about other
Yes.
women, even, in fact, who
Mm,
have
mm,
this kind
mm.
of dilemma?
Yes, I do, of course. I mean, you always do. One of the lovely things about taking on any new role is you do step into the maybe of what if this were my life? What if, what would the tensions in my life be if this was what was presented to me, or, or me as the character?
Yeah.
And so the idea that she has very firmly chosen the work dimension to her life. And what I loved about this is simply by dint of going back and being in the very place that she doesn't want to be, the cracks start in her heart, if you like, and she starts to open up a little bit and starts to understand that this was a place that meant something to her. It still does. And there are people here who meant something to her. And that maybe she has taken a decision that that hurt her, if you like.
Yeah, yeah, it's really fascinating. Absolutely. Did you do any research? Did you have to do any research about, wind farms and that kind of environment, or did you just kind of stick to the script?
To be honest with you, not tons. I mean, I did. I found out what the if you like, what was being proposed around wind farms. And it's funny, it's talked about a lot in Ireland over the last few years anyway. We are a very obvious country because we're an island.
Yes.
We have, very strong winds coming off the Atlantic, as you know. And so it's a very obvious place for wind energy. However, we also have a famous coastline. It's the very, very stuff of this drama. So it's something I had been following in the news over the years anyway. In terms of the character, I mean, usually, because you can get information on a certain situation, how to be an environmental consultant. That's relatively easy.
Sure.
It's more the research that one normally does is if a character, if the personal the personal motivations of a character aren't entirely clear to you, you really have to do the research to understand what that would mean to somebody else if it doesn't speak to you.
Right.
In her case, I think I got the measure of her. I sort of could see what she was about.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's fascinating. Like I said, there's so many layers to this show, and I don't want to give anything away. But again, what a great cast too. Like, boy, did you ever have some wonderful people to work opposite in this show?
I'm so sorry. It just
I think we cut out. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, just to work with this cast. Did anybody kind of stand out for you? I mean, Patrick Bergin, Eileen Walsh, just such a wonderful cast.
Listen, I was in heaven. I really was. I mean, look, from top to bottom, everyone was just a dream to work with, really gorgeous. I mean, I was very interested in, there's a kind of central part of the story, which is that, when she goes back and sees Breach, and it's the one she's fretting about the most going back there. She looks her up when she's on the way there to see if she's still there. She doesn't expect to bump into Baz, and that seems like something that was incidental and a summer fling and all that, which it was in a sense. And but Breach, you can see that there's a misstep. You can see that there's regret. You can see that these are two women who really, really had a closeness and a support, and something went awry. And what was that? And could they have it again? Could Kate atone for that, if you like? And it seemed to me to be a very interesting area for drama, to talk about female friendship and companionship.
For sure.
Yeah. Because if you landed from Mars and had a look at films, TV shows, you think everything was about love and marriage.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's an important component of our lives, for sure.
Yeah.
But to be honest with you, there are relationships with friends, with women friends for me, who and I can't imagine my life without them. I really can't. They are sustaining and mutually supportive and enriching and enlivening and all sorts of things. So I think there's an overemphasis on the nuclear family and on one relationship.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I hear you for sure. You're so right about that. And also, I think that this will, once we can get back on planes again, as I was saying earlier, but I think this will drum up some tourism. I mean, let's just talk about the location. Like, you were in heaven. You must have been in heaven being able to shoot there.
Well, it was especially heaven for me because I'm from there now. There's a specificity to the location, which is that some of the footage was shot where it was placed, which is in West Cork.
Yeah.
But many of the scenes we did in Wicklow, which is closer to Dublin. It's a different coastline. It is also beautiful, but in quite a distinct way from the rather iconic Cork coastline. For me, it was amazing going back to Wicklow because I'm from there. Originally, I was born and spent the first several years of my life in Wicklow. And so it was a kind of homecoming. for
Yeah,
me.
beautiful. It's so
Um,
beautiful. I can't wait
mm,
to get back. Oh my goodness,
I
it's just
know,
such a
I
stunning
know,
country.
I know.
Um, yeah, go
And
ahead.
then because I missed your earlier question, to just talk briefly about cast.
Sure.
That there are cast members in this that are just, Eileen Walsh, obviously playing Breach. I mean, she's one of our most fabulous stage and screen
Yes.
actresses. Steve Ward playing Baz. I mean, he's just, automatically adorable and funny and intriguing and all those things. And as you said, people like Patrick Bergin and Jer
Oh,
Ryan,
yeah.
just, they're just icons, and they're there and they walk in and they nail a scene. And
Yeah.
yeah, it was really easy in that regard. It was really
Yeah.
kind of easy to do because you're surrounded.
Lovely. Lovely. It's really, really a great series. I quickly want to ask you about, here in North America, of course, we know you for so many of the amazing roles that you've done over the years. I mean, to work on shows like The Badlands, American Horror Story. I mean, I am such a Ryan Murphy fan. I have to say, anything that guy touches is gold. Everything that
Right.
he
Yeah,
brings
I
us.
know.
What was it like to work with him? Just to, or meet him? Like, for goodness sake, the guy's a genius.
He is a genius. Yeah, well, I met him years ago because I did a little thing in Nip Tuck.
Yes, right.
And but that was a long time ago. And
Yeah.
then I didn't meet him on this one because, we were just shooting. I was just casting, we were shooting. And to be honest with you, it was a bit terrifying. I'm terrified of horror. Absolutely terrified. Never watch it. I just think I'm an anxious enough person. Why would I pay to see something that makes me more anxious? I have no idea why people watch it. I mean, I do. I get
Yeah.
it. And it was also terrifying to do. If you've
Right.
seen it, you'll know why I say that.
Yes.
And when I accepted the script, I was kind of saying, can I see, what happens? And they were saying, well, no, not yet. But sort of just as when I read certain scenes, I thought, God.
Yeah,
It was
crazy.
fun. I mean, I haven't watched it because I'm too scared to watch it.
I am so with you on that. I like that too. My heart just, why do I need to bring this more anxiety to my life? I hear you. But people do love it. People absolutely love it. And then to do a few episodes of Star Trek Picard. I mean, with the cast, like, come on, Patrick Stewart, like, hello. I mean, really. Wow.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Listen, that was heaven. I mean, that was one of my, it's funny, it was this, I thought a small guest part, it was supposed to be 2 and it became 3.
Yeah.
And when I did it, part of the reason I did it, I mean, partly you think, oh, God, working with Patrick Stewart, of course, who wouldn't?
Yes.
But partly I did it because my mum, it turns out, has been a Trekkie for years. And I didn't know this.
Really?
So when she was on her own for many years, after she was left on her own living there, and she watched all of Next Generation, and she really loved Patrick Stewart. And so I wanted to do that, partly for her. Plus I got pointy ears. I mean, how can you say no to having pointy ears once in your life?
That is for sure. I mean, to put that on your resume, come on. That's like, that's at the top there, Orla, for sure. For sure. Well, listen, like I say, thank you for everything that you do. You're such a wonderful actress, and it's just really such a pleasure to have the opportunity to talk to you today.
Well, you are so lovely. My God, it's like having just a little chat with a friend. So.
Well, anytime, you have my Zoom information now. And,
there you go.
And I promise, I mean, really, like, once as I said to you, I deeply, deeply want to get back to Ireland so badly. I just love that country. I understand so much why so many of you want to stay there and work there. I mean, it's just it's God's gift to us in this world. So honestly, I can't wait to get back. So if I ever get back, I'll try and find you, and we can have a cup of tea or something.
Let's do that. That would be really lovely. All right.
All right.
So lovely to talk to you.
You too, Orla. Thank you for your time, and best of luck with the series. It's quite wonderful. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.